Hello, wonderful people. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Code and Data Lab, where we make coding and data easier for everyone. I am Simon Nnamdi, and I will be your instructor in this class. If you are hitting my channel for the first time, you are highly welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are equally welcome. And I say thank you so much. I urge you to please share, comments, like, and subscribe to my channel. And please don't forget to turn on the notification bell for more updates, especially when I'm live or when a new clip is posted. In today's class, we are going to talk about data analytics process. People may have been hearing about data analytics, but they don't know that it actually has a process. You don't just jump into data analytics without knowing the processes. It really has a defined process that it takes. And when you take these processes, that is when you achieve your aim as a data analyst. You don't just on your own formulate or just do whatever you like in the name of running analysis or you are a data analyst. No, you have to follow the defined processes for you to achieve your aim as a good data analyst. So data analytics process is actually a systematic approach used to gather, process, and analyze data to extract meaningful insight and drive decision making. The process is very, very clear, and when you follow this process, you won't see yourself messing around or trying to act funny. So the first one is defining the objective. You have to define your objective. Be very clear with your objective. That's actually the first thing to do. You clearly identify the problem or objective that the data analysis aims to solve. There must be a problem to solve, a solution to a problem. There must be a solution that you want to resolve. There must be a solution you want to solve. So that's the sense of the objective. A client may call you and then tell you what they want. You have to resolve that. Why it matters is because having a clear goal helps in shaping the entire analysis and ensures that the process is aligned with business need. For example, analyzing sales data to determine factors that lead to higher sales conversions. Then define the objective is the first and most crucial step in data analytics process, where the goals or problems that the analysis aim to address is clearly identified and articulated. The step involves understanding the basic context. So importance of defining the objectives, so it helps you to have a focus and direction. Okay, this is what I am doing, this is what this is calling for, this is the solution they want me to render, this is what I'm going to achieve so that this problem may be solved. So that is, you are now having a focus. If it's towards sales, you now know that okay, I am channeling my solution towards sales or HR analysis or healthcare or aviation or whatever. You must have a focus where you are taking your analysis to. By defining your objective, you now have your focus and directions. The second importance of defining your objective, it informs data collection and preparation. The objective shapes the kind of data needed and how it should be processed. Not anywhere you see data, you fetch it and then start working on it. No, because of the objective that has been defined, you now know the kind of data you are going to fetch and you work towards it. You don't just work on ambiguity, then take it because it's the data you want to work on it. No, there is a focus, there is a channel, there's something you want to achieve, then you go for it. It guides your analytical approach. Different objectives may require different analytical techniques or tools. So for example, if the goal is to predict future sales, A predictive modeling approach will be used. The next one, it helps measure success. A well-defined objective provides a benchmark for measuring the success of the analysis. So it allows businesses to assess whether the insights gained are actionable and meet the desired outcomes. How to define an objective? You have to identify the problems. This is actually from the stakeholders. So they have given you a problem that they want you to solve or to resolve. So how to identify the problems now is the key important thing to know here. So you have to understand the business challenge or question. There should be question flying. This might be improving customer retention. How do we retain our customers? And then increasing sales. How do we increase our sales? Then reducing costs. How do we reduce cost and then maximize profit? Then optimizing operations. You have to be specific with your goal. Clearly state what you want to achieve. Goals should be specific, measurable, and actionable. Understand stakeholder needs. This one is very important. You have to understand their needs, know who the end users of the analysis are, and what decision they need to make based on the data insights you are giving them. So this will guide the analysis towards providing value to the business. Then you set the success criteria. Setting the success criteria, determines how success will be measured. So this could be in terms of increased revenue, reduced operational costs, and then improve customer satisfaction or other relevant metrics. Now look at business problems. The stakeholders might come up with why are we having customer churn rates? Better still, why are customer churn rates increasing? You now, as a data analyst, will now give it clear objective that to analyze customer behavior data to identify factors contributing to churn and provide actionable insight to reduce churn by 10% over the next quarter. So you see, you have given it a very good objective. The next example may be which marketing channel generates the highest ROI. So the objective you may give it would be to evaluate the performance of different marketing channels and identify the one that delivered the highest return on investment over the last year. So all these things, you can give it any befitting objective name based on the questions that are being asked, probably by the stakeholders or the clients you are working for. Then the second one is data collection. Remember, we've defined the objective, which happens to be the first thing to do. You have to define your objective, and then the second one, you have to collect their data wherever it's been saved. So data collection is very, very important after you must have defined your objective. And now gathering relevant data from various sources such as databases, surveys, APIs, or existing files. These are sources where you can fetch your data. Then why it matters? Because it gives us accuracy and comprehensive data for reliable analysis. So it's important to ensure that the data is relevant to the objective. You have to be careful with the data and the data you are fetching, whether it coincides with the objective you are keen on. An example of this data collection is extracting customer purchase history from companies' CRM system. So you can imagine why data collection important. Why is it important? Number one is actually builds a foundation for analysis. So the type of data you collect tells you the kind of analysis you are running. Accurate data collection is essential for producing reliable and actionable insights, and the quality of analysis heavily depend on the the accuracy, relevance, and also completeness of the data. The second one in that data collection informs decision making. Data collection ensures that the decision makers have a solid foundation of factual information, reducing guesswork. You must have the actual and factual information that is required so that you'll be able to mitigate the rate of guesswork. Number three aspect of it is that it supports objective driven analysis by focusing only relevant data sources. So we have types of data collection. When you are collecting your data, we have types of data collection. We have what we call primary data collection. Is data gathered directly for the specific analysis, and typically through survey, interviews, and or experiments. And again, we have pros and cons of this type of data collection. For the pros aspect of it, it's customizable and specific to the analysis objective. So for the con is it's time consuming and can be costly. So we have the secondary aspect of data collection, and we say it's data obtained from existing sources such as databases, reports, or public data sets. Common sources of data collections, and we have data stored in internal systems such as CRM, that is customer relationship management database. So we have the ERP, enterprise resource planning system, and we have the external databases and the APIs we have. So these are the third-party data sources or APIs. That's when you say APIs, I'm talking of application programmable interfaces. Provides access to external data sets like social media data and economic indicators or weather data. We have survey and feedback for people, mostly for websites. You see a website running a survey trying to know how they are serving people. We have what we call web scraping, data set from websites, and so we have data collection techniques, manual data entry, and then automated collections. Have challenges in data collections, and number one, the quality of data you are collecting or you collected, then data privacy and data integrations, and data volume and velocity. So after the data collection, the next one is data cleaning. Your data must be clean. After you must have collected your data, you have to clean it for errors. Cleaning involves removing or correcting inaccurate records, handling missing data, and formatting data into a usable form. Why are you even cleaning your data? Dirty data can lead to misleading results. So this step ensures the accuracy and reliability of the analysis. So it's quite important you clean your data for errors. Make sure that the data is neat. In fact, this is where the 80% of your analysis, this is where it lies, in data cleaning. If you make a mistake here, that means your entire analysis is messed up. So you have to take your time to make sure that this particular process, this particular stage, data cleaning, it's done correctly and very well. So removing duplicate entries, filling in missing values, or converting all dates into a standard format. These are all data cleaning, and they must be done appropriately. Why is it that data cleaning and preparation is so important? Because it improves the data quality, that is, ensures that data is accurate, consistent, and free from errors, which is essential for producing meaningful analysis. It reduces noise, that is, removes irrelevant or redundant data that can skew analysis or lead to false conclusions. And again, it increases efficiency, that is, streamlines the analysis process by reducing the time and resources needed to to interpret data. It enhances decision making too. Clean data enables stakeholders to make more reliable and data driven decisions. We have steps in data cleaning and preparation. Number one is data profiling. This stage, you have to understand the data structure, the type, and distributions. Profiling involves examining summary statistics and identifying data patterns, missing values, or potential outliers. So, all these things are very, very important. Then, handling missing values, remove rows or columns, that is for minor missing data. So, we have removing duplicates. You make sure that the duplicates are removed, correcting errors. If there is any error, you make sure that it's being corrected or they are being corrected. Now you have to fix it. How to fix it? Probably spelling mistakes, adjusting incorrect formats of dates or time, calculating values. So we have the standardizing data, convert data into a consistent format like we have in dates and time. Then handling the outliers. Outliers are values that deviate significantly from the rest of the data and can distort their analysis. So we have feature engineering, that is creating new variable or modify existing ones to improve analysis, especially for machine learning models. Then we have the one combining variables, create an age column from birth date. We have data transformation and normalization, data integration, data formatting and structuring. We have common tools and techniques for data cleaning. We have Excel, the one we are using. We have Excel, we have Python libraries like Pandas and NumPy, which are helpful for handling data inconsistencies, missing values, and duplicates. We have the SQL, we have the Power BI. We have challenges in data cleaning and preparation. Number one challenge of this process is time consuming, because I told you before now that you have to put in your 80% of the analysis in this particular data cleaning. This is the place you scrutinize your data very well to make sure that you are fine with everything. Then number two is complexity of data. Combining data from diverse sources or inconsistent formats requires careful handling. When you have two or three data sets from different sources, how you do combine and then merge the data. It's quite difficult if you don't understand it. Then balancing data integrity and transformation, making sure that data remains accurate while performing transformations and handling missing values is critical. So that's actually all about data cleaning. Is quite important, and the number three in line of our data analysis process. So we now move over to the next one. So the next one is data exploration. You now explore your data, and that's the fourth process of our data analytics. In this stage, we say analyzing and visualizing the data to understand patterns, trends, and relationships. This helps in shaping hypotheses. EDA helps in identifying key insights, spotting anomalies, and preparing for in-depth analysis. Example of this EDA now is creating graphs and charts to visualize sales trend over time. We are using sales analysis now as a yardstick to this. We have to create the graphs and charts that visualizes sales trend over time. So our data exploration, also known as exploratory data analysis, EDA, is a step in the data analysis process where the collected data is thoroughly examined to understand its structure, structure, patterns, and relationships. This involves summarizing, visualizing, and identifying key characteristics within the data, providing insights that guides subsequent steps in analysis and modeling. So what is even the purpose of EDA? When one approaches you and then asks or trying to inquire the purpose of this EDA, and we say it helps you to understand your data distribution. That is, by exploring data distribution, analysts can gain a sense of how data points are spread across variables such as averages, ranges, and variances. The number two steps of that is identifying patterns and trends, dictating outliers and anomalies, validating assumptions, feature selection, and engineering. So we have steps in data exploration. We have what we known as descriptive statistics. For people that study statistics, that's why you see univariate analysis that examine each variable individually to understand its central tendencies and variabilities. Common metrics of this include mean, median, and mode. Variance and standard deviation, measures of spread of variabilities. Quartiles and interquartile range, skewness and kurtosis. Multivariate analysis, it examines relationship between two or more variables. So we have data visualization, histogram and box plots, bar charts, scatter plots. These are under exploratory data analysis. We have pair plots, heat maps. So identifying data patterns and relationship. We have correlation analysis. We have cross tabulations. We have time series analysis, z-score, and this is pure statistics. IQR method, feature engineering and transformation, log transformation. Tools and techniques in EDA, we have our programming libraries, Python libraries like pandas, matplotlib, and seaborn. R libraries like ggplot2 and dplar. They are all common EDA. So we have our statistical tools, measures like correlation coefficients, z-scores, and hypothesis tests. They all help quantify relationship and validate findings. Visualization tools, for data visualization tools, we have Power BI and Tableau. They offer drag and drop interface for quick data exploration. The next one in our list is data modeling. We say data modeling is actually applying statistical models. Models allows you to gain deeper insight, make predictions, or segment data in meaningful ways. When you talk about data modeling, using regression analysis to predict sales based on advertising spend. So data modeling takes place after data exploration and preparation, and it's essential for uncovering patterns and making sense of complex data through statistical and machine learning algorithms. So we have purpose of data modeling. Number one, it answers business questions. Modeling helps address specific business questions such as predicting sales or identify customer segments. Number two, we use it to generate predictions by understanding patterns in historical data models. We use it to support decision making. Data models are typically categorized into different types depending on the purpose and approach. We have the descriptive model that summarizes the past data to provide insights. It has to summarize the past data in order to provide insight and uncover patterns without focusing on predicting future outcomes. We use it for predictive models. Predictive models models use historical data to predict future outcomes or trends. So they are the most common in forecasting and risk assessment in the case of regression models or predicting cells. Then we have the prescriptive models. This recommends actions based on predictive insights, often incorporating optimization to find the best course or action. We have common data modeling techniques. We have regression analysis, linear regression, and linear regression models are relationship between a continuous dependent variables and one or more independent variables by fitting a line. When you are running your data modeling, we have steps in doing that. The first one, you have to define your objective. Is very, very important. That is by align models goals with business objective. The model goes with the business objective. Remember, the overall objective is the business objective in this context. You have to align the model goals with that of the business objectives. You have to train the model, use a portion of the data, allowing it to learn relationship between variables. You have to validate the model, use a separate portion of data to evaluate the model's performance. Among all, we have challenges in data modeling. You really don't know the quality, data quality and availability. That is one of the challenges we have in data modeling. Overfitting and underfitting, complexity and interpretability, scalability, data interpretation. So the sixth aspect of data analysis process is data interpretation. Now, remember the first one, you have to define your objective. Number two, data collection. Number three, it's data cleaning. Number four is data exploratory. Number five happen to be data modeling. Then number six now is data interpretation. We now talk about the data interpretation, and we all know that interpreting your data is very, very important. After you must have known your objective and work towards it. What is data interpretation? This is just interpreting the results of analysis in the context of the initial objective. Insight gained from the data analysis must be aligned with the business goal and should be actionable. We have purpose of data interpretation. So why are we interpreting the data? Number one, it provides contextual insights. By interpreting analysis results within the context of the business or research questions, data interpretation highlights the why behind number, guides decision making, it communicates findings. So data interpretation makes technical results understandable for non-technical audiences by summarizing the key point trends and implications. So we have key aspects of data interpretations. Number one, comparing results to objectives. So interpretation involves relating the analysis finding back to the initial objectives to assess whether the data supports or contradicts expected outcomes. Steps in data interpretations. It reviews key metrics. It summarizes findings. It uses visualizations, and that is graphs, charts, and tables to help present data clearly. So making it easier for stakeholders to understand relationship and trends. The seventh one is generate recommendation. After you are done with interpreting your data, then you give a recommendation to the data you had interpreted, and you give this recommendation based on the insights, developed actionable steps such as optimizing a marketing campaign, addressing a service gap, forecasting on high performing customer segments. We have examples of data interpretation in action. Objectives: a retail company wants to understand factors contributing to decreased sales in the last quarter. So, analysis results: quarterly sales data showed a 15% increase, primarily in the 18 to 24 age group and in online purchase. This is how you segment your objective so that it will be understandable by the stakeholders. Then we have the communicating insights. Communicating insights is another aspect of data analytics process. So you have to communicate your insights, what you have found so far. So we use this in presenting the findings in a clear and actionable way using reports, dashboards, or presentations. So you can imagine sometimes you see data analysts or data scientists representing insights using dashboards. So that is actually under the communicating insights. You are trying to communicate to the stakeholder or to your client the what it's happening or your findings or the insights. So you have to use what we call dashboard. Is either you use dashboard or report or presentation. The next one is acting on insights. You are acting on insights, implementing changes, strategies, or solutions based on the findings from the analysis. The ultimate goal of data analytics is to influence business decision and drive actions. Example of this, it's adjusting marketing strategies based on the insight to improve sales performance. Purpose of acting on insights is just to drive business outcomes. So these are the basic data analytic processes we have. Using all the above mentioned and how they are being listed will definitely help you in your data analytics journey. Just feel free to go through it, watch it, rewatch it, and make sure you understand the steps I listed. Thank you.